Good afternoon. My name is Steve Cushman. I am joined here today by dozens of San Diegans from all walks of life who comprised Mayor Faulconer's One San Diego Transition Advisory Committee. Together with my co-chair Tony Young, we are proud to release the Transition Advisory Committee's final report to the mayor. Days after the mayor's election, he assembled this group and asked us all to serve on behalf of San Diego. And if the last 100 days are an indication of our help with all of the projects the city has in front of us, it's going to be a wild ride for the next 3 years, I assure you. Despite the group's name, we've focused on Mayor Faulconer's initial transition into leading our city. This group's mission was to ensure his administration, and as a result, the city of San Diego, its 10,000 employees, and all San Diego residents are successful for years to come. Over the past 4 months, we have been reviewing Mayor Faulconer's campaign proposals, focusing on 6 key areas: homeless and housing affordability, education and youth opportunity, infrastructure, water reliability and the environment, open and transparent government, public safety and veterans affairs, and jobs and the economy. Discussions have been led by San Diego's preeminent leaders in housing, education, technology, public safety, military, business, and sustainability. Each committee member provided invaluable insight based on their experience and their expertise. In total, we've held 21 meetings since February, including a final roundtable we just had with the mayor and presented him with our final recommendations. Before I turn it over to my One San Diego Transition Advisory Co-Committee Chair, Tony Young, I'd like to thank Mayor Faulconer's Deputy Director of Governmental Affairs, Catherine Johnston, without whom this would not have happened. Catherine, thank you. At the same time she was helping getting the mayor's office up and running, she was putting up with all of us and helping us produce this final report. Co-Chairman Tony Young, take it over.
Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you very much, Steve. And as Steve mentioned, we were tasked with reviewing Mayor Faulconer's broad vision of this city and turning those goals into specific policy recommendations. And I'll sum up our report very simply. Mayor Faulconer's campaign pledges get an A. This diverse group, which includes everyone from the Chamber of Commerce to Municipal Employee Unions Association to the National Black Contractors Association to Code for America, have agreed that Mayor Faulconer has the right priorities to move San Diego forward. But that was just a jumping off point. The topics Steve listed ignited a much deeper conversation about the most challenging issues that are focusing and that our city is focusing on and are facing our city. How do we find homes for the homeless? How does a desert region like San Diego find new water sources? How can you encourage development in communities where developers haven't built in for years? How can the city help prepare our children for the jobs of the future? These are the types of challenges that cannot be solved by one person alone. We don't just think that the mayor is going to solve this in his tenure here at City Hall. They just can't be solved by one industry, and they can't be solved by one community. It takes representatives like you see behind me from the entire city to come together and create solutions that we can live and move forward with. And we've been able to do, I think, a lot of that thanks to the leadership of my friend, Mayor Faulconer. This committee brought together a diverse group of leaders who aren't used to talking to each other. Some of these individuals have never met each other in their lives, but they've been leaders in their respective fields. And they sat around the table and came up with solutions and ideas that I think will help move this administration forward. But one thing I will tell you is that we were unified because we all knew that we had a shared common goal in improving our city. An opportunity to collaborate like this doesn't come around very often. Matter of fact, I've been in City Hall for a long time. I've never seen this happen the way it has transpired. I want to thank Kevin Faulconer for sparking this discussion and bringing us closer together. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our mayor, Kevin Faulconer. Kevin.
Tony? Hey, Tony?
Well, thank you, Tony, and thank you, Steve, and thanks to every member of this transition committee. They put in a lot of hours as volunteers because they believe in this city and they believe in our bright future. We've all been talking about One San Diego for the past 100 days, and it's been a great conversation. And not just conversation, there's been a lot of action. But when we talk about One San Diego, we often talk about what does that mean? How will we know when we have the unified city that all of us feel so strongly about? Well, I think the first sign that it's working is that when you see something like this, and these individuals that have come together, it starts by being inclusive and bringing everyone to the table and ensuring that everyone has a seat and participates at that table. This transition committee brought together business and labor, builders and environmentalists, longtime civic leaders and young innovative dreamers, Democrats, Republicans, independents, all together, all working united for the betterment of our great city. And I thank each and every one of you again for your time and for your commitment. The recommendations that are in this report, when implemented, will help address some of our city's biggest challenges. To make housing more affordable for the average San Diegan. We'll be streamlining the permit process to lower the cost of building homes, fast-tracking affordable housing opportunities, and deferring certain fees until projects are finished instead of at the beginning. To close the skills gap, so a child who grows up in Barrio Logan will have the education to get a job in Sorrento Valley, and some of our high-tech startups and some of our greatest industries in biotechnology, information technology that San Diego was such a leader in. We're going to be collaborating with regional educators to better connect students with a good quality job. To strategically repair our infrastructure and our roads, we'll be pursuing software to monitor conditions and coordinate construction and create a multiple-year plan for neighborhood repairs, not just lurching from year to year, but a true multi-year plan. And to create more middle-class jobs, we'll support emerging local industries, such as the cybersecurity industry, and we'll be attracting foreign investments to grow world-class companies right here in San Diego. And to make government more open and honest with its citizens, we'll modernize our city website, and we're going to hire a chief data officer. And to proactively address gang violence, we're going to empower the Gang Commission and collaborate with faith-based community groups across the entire city. These are just some of a handful of the recommendations that are in this report. And the good news is, as we talked about this morning, is that many of these recommendations are already funded in the One San Diego budget, which we proposed and the council adopted just this week. And over the coming months, my commitment is that my administration will prioritize the remaining recommendation and turn them into policy initiatives and legislation to ensure that we are getting the results that all of us want and that San Diegans deserve. Over the last 100 days, between this One San Diego Advisory Group and the newly adopted One San Diego budget, we've laid the groundwork. Because a strong city is the foundation upon which we build better lives for families and a better future for our region. That's what this group is about. That is our commitment to San Diegans. I thank again this committee for a fantastic job. In reality, we're just getting started. I'm excited, I'm optimistic, and ready to get to work. Thank you all very, very much. We'd be happy to answer any questions you like.
Yeah, Mayor, regarding infrastructure and repairs, you've got priorities and now you've got recommendations. When will citizens see results on the ground, so to speak?
Well, Steve, the good news is that they're going to start to see results right away. And one of the reasons that I signed the budget the day after the council adopted it on that supermajority vote was because we're going to get to work right away, particularly when it comes to pothole repair, particularly when it comes to street funding. As you know, we made the commitment and lived up to that commitment in the budget that 50% of all new revenue was going to go exactly where it should be, to infrastructure repair and particularly streets. The council agrees with that. This committee agrees with that. And every San Diegan, no matter which neighborhood you live in, you know the need. The good news is that that help is coming, and it's coming quickly. Any questions? If not, thank you, and we'll all be available for any one-on-one interviews as well. Thank you very much.